before we continue with this video, I do want to tell you guys a story. I've been doing YouTube for about 6 years. One of my most memorable times was about 4 years ago that I had posted a flounder fishing video. Now this is a warning, okay? I want to say this right now. Do not believe everything you see on the internet. I went to one of my favorite flounder fishing spots. Now, I have a lot of spots that people don't normally go to because I cut a lot of deals with companies and people. For so-and-so this, you give me this in exchange, and most of the time it works. We had 2 pelicans follow me to a fishing spot a few years ago. I had a nice string of flounder, I had a limit, some 18s, 19s, and 20s. After I left, I seen a really interesting truck pull up. Well, these guys go in. 30 minutes later, I see that they were fishing. I kind of just watched them. Port police shows up, gives them each tickets. I think it was about $500 per person because they were trespassing on private property. Now these guys also don't have any tool licenses or any of that stuff. 3 days later, these pelicans had the audacity to send me an email demanding me to pay their fines, saying that it was my fault that these guys got fined by the police because I posted a video. These guys sent me the email wanting me to pay their tickets. Who has such audacity? Who makes such a remarkably stupid request?
Alright guys, so what is going on? Right now I'm actually flounder fishing right now. So I'm going to make a quick video on some of the stuff that I like to use and the tactics that I like to use when I'm flounder fishing. Right now is Friday the 15th. Flounder season is opening right now, but I'll tell you this is the worst opening day I've ever seen. Before I started doing YouTube full-time, I've never fished the opening day of flounder season, and I've been going spot hopping to different spots. And wow, all I can say is wow. And if you think that boaters are not pot lickers and pelicans, forget it. They are just as bad as people without a boat. I mean, I saw 4 boats crammed into one little bulkhead. Come on, you know? Anyway, so dude, one of the first tips that I'm gonna give you is I like to find my own fishing spot. A lot of people don't like to hear that, but frankly, it's the best because everything you see on the internet, like you see somebody fishing so-and-so, like let's say they're fishing out a bulkhead, they're fishing the wall, the Pelican Island Bridge. If you see them fishing that on YouTube, and you see that on Facebook, believe me, it's gonna be packed. No matter what spot you're gonna go flounder fishing at right now, it's gonna be packed unless you either pay for access to something, negotiate deals with some kind of company to fish their bulkheads or their docks, which is what I like to do, and I don't post videos, which is why you don't see flounder fishing videos. I might post one every 2 years. Everybody uses Gulp, and this is the best bait you're gonna use, especially as like maybe you know, just something that you can quickly get at the store. This works really good. Frankly, it works really good. And one of the reasons that it works, it might not be the juice exactly, it's the tail. The tail is really wobbly, it has a lot of action, and the flounder love that. They really like that tail, and that's what gets them. So when you're sitting there jigging the Gulp in areas along walls, behind bulkheads, you know, that tail action, once it flutters down, that entices the flounder, and that's what's gonna get them to bite. So Gulp. My favorite color is nuclear chicken. This here is my favorite color. Every time that I see nuclear chicken for sale, I will always buy a pack. And I also have an assortment of Gulp here that I like to use, depending on if I run out of that color, then I got curried chicken in here. I got a pink. I have you know, I got more, there's more nuclear chicken right there, orange. I got all kinds of colors in here. And I got this blue here that I'm gonna use when I'm fishing deeper channels. This is a huge grub, it's like an 8-inch grub. So I like to keep my juice in just a regular container. Make sure it's tight because for some reason the Gulp juice will seep into stuff. It will seep out of here and just leak all over your stuff. So this is a couscous container, and I've had this for about 5 years. So, you know, it doesn't leak at all. So the next question I get is, what are you using? What kind of rig? The rigs that I use are pretty simple. So here is a tandem rig here. Check it out, guys. This is the tandem rig. I got this from Salty Head. I bought them from his online store. So this is what I like to use here. And most of the time I used to always make my own tandem rigs, but then this became more convenient just to buy these. So He also makes his own jig heads, which work really good. Check it out. So a tandem rig, it comes in a little package. You tie it on, take it off, real fast and easy. I also like to use bucktails. Bucktails have a lot of action, especially when you put them with some of the bigger gulp baits. This here, this is a 1/2 ounce, and I like to use the heavier ones when I'm fishing deeper waters or a lot of current. This here, very deadly. You will catch a lot of flounder on jig heads, especially this color here. This is my favorite color here. This is for dirty water. In Galveston, the water is always really dirty here, but check it out. This is perfect for some of the bigger gulp grubs too. Look, I'm gonna show you guys real quick. Check it out. I'm about to put this on my little rig. All right, check it out, guys. This, for the first time, I'm gonna use this grub here. And see, look, it looks beautiful. It looks beautiful. So this is here that when the water's like 10 feet deep, channels, this is gonna get them, I guarantee it. Because they just look so good. Look how bright and fluorescent it is. Green is bright, the blue doesn't disappear in the water like other colors, like red. Check it out, 1/2 ounces. I'm gonna put it on my, people like call it the Snoopy pole, but I like to call it the weapon. Check it out. This is what I use to jig walls. Let me go ahead and show you how I work the tandem rigs, and honestly, this is how you work most rigs here when you're flounder fishing. The bottom, because that's what you're doing. You're just gonna be fishing the bottom. So check it out. Let's cast it out. Real simple stuff here. Jig, 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 and then reel in the slack. Jig, jig, jig. Reel in the slack. Jig, jig, jig. Reel in the slack. Also, what also works for me is just reeling in really slowly, dragging the bottom like this. So really, both method works really good. I prefer the jigging because once I get a hit, I'll just wait like max 3 seconds and then set the hook. If you wait longer than that, you're gonna gut hook your fish. I know there's a lot of videos out there and a lot of people will say that, hey, I wait 10, 15 seconds. I mean, you're gonna gut hook a fish, and a lot of the times when you're fishing the flounder run, you're gonna have to weed out a lot of small fish. So what's gonna end up happening is that you're gonna use your bait, you're gonna gut hook a 14-inch, 15-inch flounder, boom, that's it. You're gonna have to keep it. And then, I mean, you can let it go, but that's just really unethical to do so, you know? So basically, really simple, just cast, let it sink, reel in your slack, jig, 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 wait, reel in the slack. Here we go, look at that. Check it out, y'all. Elite AF. Ooh, this one swallowed that. Check it out, y'all, another one. Now here is everybody's favorite question. Where at? Where do you catch flounder? Can you give me a good spot? I'm not in the business of giving away spots. I don't sell spots, none of that stuff. But I can give you tips and help you how to find good spots. During the flounder run, I am always on Google Maps. I'm on Navionics. I'm always looking for structure. I'm looking for places to fish. You have to find passes that leave the base system out into a channel that open into the open ocean. Those places have deep drop-offs. They have walls and bulkheads. The flounder like to hug bulkheads, walls, and drop-offs away from the current. If you start to jig, cast in those areas, I guarantee you're gonna catch flounder. This is why places like Pelican Island Bridge, that little cove right there is away in a channel that goes out into the open ocean. Seawolf Park, same thing. They're fishing little coves, they're fishing little shorelines and walls that are along a channel system that go into the open ocean. Those are the best places to catch flounder during the flounder run. These places are still just as good in the summer. They're not always out in the flounder run. All right, well, I hope you enjoy my video. I'm making this video literally in like 3 hours. I got outside of my camper, it's been rainy. I've been fishing all day with no luck, so I was like, let's make a flounder how-to. So I put this video together in like 3 hours just to summarize, give you a quick explanation how I flounder fish, and hopefully the next time after you watch this video and you go out, you catch a nice limit of flounder. Thanks, y'all.